This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader. We're going to talk about the close in New York. Hope you're doing well. Hope you traded well today. Remember, guys, this is London, former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC, not financial advice. You guys trade, let us know how you're doing in terms of our trade group. Congratulations, particularly to catching the short. Liam, we might as well call him that. Nice short today, Liam. I think you caught that on NVDA. Take a look at Liam's trade today. Boom. 100% return right out of the starting gates. Boom. As soon as we were up and out of the stream this morning, then Liam just crashing in with a 100% trade. Way to trade. Hot hands. Liam's from Scotland. Shout out to Scotland. Shout out to all of our VIP all over the world. #1 trade group. We're going to talk about the close. Want to talk about any opportunities. We have a bit of a reminder today. This morning I spoke about a downside target on the 4 hourly on NVIDIA. You guys got it right. And what happened? Yeah, I punished people who decided not to engage in those tight stop losses that I informed you definitely was the name of the game. Now, Liam was following our cap line in terms of red. In terms of that specific for the RSI, MACD, and stochastics were under bear control. That 4 hourly is a solid time frame. If you're looking at the MACD, RSI, stochastics, yes, they were bleeding, and boom, nice move. Way to catch it, Leon. Way to trade. VIP in the house. Guys, if you want access to the indicators we're going over, you can only get them if you trade on BTCC and if you are a member of the VIP. In terms of the pickup right now on NVIDIA, and let's actually talk about what NVIDIA did. As we look back on this, I realized, I was like, we should have gone over this, didn't have quite enough time this morning. What did we hit? Now, I did let you know on NVIDIA, it was a nice move down, guys. 3.29% on the day, 1.8% on Tesla. Tesla picking up a little bit of action, right? But in terms of this, we spoke of this descending wedge. I said, I'd like to get down below, even further, I'm telling you the truth, below this specific apex here so that we could target that apex from below. Now, what did we go down and hit? Depending upon your time frame, pay attention. This is a wedge tactic, failed wedge tactic. Now, when you see a wedge below, what does that mean? Well, there was a rising wedge below. How did it fail? Because typically a rising wedge, we would expect this specific rising wedge to pour to the downside, ultimately to express bearish behavior. So the fact that it did not, okay, the fact that we had a divergence between the expectation, let's say pattern expectation to price line divergence, we remain with a specific target to this downside. Didn't mention it this morning. If you're VIP, you know that. Make sure you mark up targets to the upside, targets to the downside. You guys, you got it right. So nice to be underneath this specific wedge on NVIDIA. Nice to see this kind of flat top structure. A return to flat top, I always let you know in terms of that, they're commonly seen in the markets. You guys understand. Now, in terms of the details, let's go through where we're at on Bitcoin. First of all, great trading day on Bitcoin. Very nicely done. If we go to the hourly, pay attention to the hourly on Bitcoin. It did what Bitcoin needs to do. And remind me to go over the 5-minute on Tesla. Huge story on the 5-second on Tesla. Did you guys see that today? Yeah. What's up? Anybody have orders waiting above at the standard deviation or that? We'll go over it in 1 second. We'll talk about that. Maybe moving average. I'll look at that in one moment. Now, take a look at Fire and Ice. Boom, boom, boom. This traded well. We have a range whipsaw day trading assistive, like laser focus guide in terms of the specifics for Fire and Ice. It's positive. We can replay this and see the amount of adjustment, but you know that you caught this on multiple time frames. The drop, the pop, very nicely done. If you look at the amplitude of the entirety of the move, you're looking at, guys, 1.2% to the upside, looking at 1% to the downside. Very nicely done. And what do we do after we crossed underneath that specific 20 moving average? Boom, we hit that bottom side band. Very nicely done. Very nicely done. It's an expression that bears are in control. Think over the 20 moving average. Well, the bulls are pushing up, right? Under the 20 moving average, the bears are pushing down, without a doubt. So looking at the details, let's go back into, and I want to cover before the close. Now, since we're discussing the close, what is the #1 thing on NVIDIA that is got everybody scratching their heads right now? Okay, it's going to be the 4 hourly. It's going to be the fact that the bulls have pushed underneath the specific 4 hourly. Okay, if you're just determined to be a bear on NVIDIA, your 4 hourly chart, you're loving it. Okay, you're loving it with an expectation as of right now. You're looking for a downside target in the ballpark of 454. Okay, you guys know, former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC, not financial advice. You guys rag them and tag them the way you need to. We had great action today on the open, without a doubt. traded. You guys rewatch the stream in the first few seconds. Bam. Right off of one of our specific levels of interaction with our indicator. So congratulations to any VIP who traded. Let me make sure that I am in the chat just in case I need to be in the chat. And in terms of the specifics, just mind yourself, never overexposed at any higher price. You know that. Always be prepared for a power down through a level. And I just say a lot of the times, you understand, I say this frequently, be prepared that the market doesn't like to be told what to do per se, okay? Doesn't enjoy people just slam dunking the ball on Shaquille O'Neal all day long in the market. You'll find that when things are broadcast, you'll find that there's a bit of a hesitancy of the market to behave exactly the way you thought it might or should or it normally does, okay? The market doesn't always like to be told what to do. You guys know in particular as well, the shorts. The market's very particular about who it allows to short it. Very much so, very much so. Don't let it spook you. Just be cognizant of some of these issues. That if there's a group that's stacking right in here and it's publicly disseminated, you may be looking below or you may decide, I'm going to carry through this specific feature of the bearish, right? The bearish MACD, RSI, and stochastics and see if this thing will ring home true to that specific lower flat top, right? Interest. So the flat top, what I say all the time is that we see that commonly in the markets. You guys know that aside from our specific target to the downside here, we'll make a note and make sure that we have those targets. I covered the one on the right, if and when we could get underneath. You guys know, to the extent that we could get underneath this specific apex here. So, look left, we've got some demand zones here, etc. as well. What I will say is right now, the key consideration on NVIDIA, on closeout for NVIDIA is going to be what? Going to be the specific under the 20 moving average and a potential for an additional move down. I'll just say a potential for an additional move down. The market is assessing a 3.5% potential move, okay, further down to hit that bottom side band. In addition, you trade frequently enough, we'd be looking tomorrow if we could get a slingshot, boom, back to the 20 and a potential with a stop loss, guys, that would be the tactic, but a potential for a short, boom, in this area if we can curl back around a slingshot. Bam, guys, before we were to potentially hit that target to the downside, it is a technical target to the downside, that bottom side band of the Bollinger. So looking at the targets, we've got a few minutes here until specific, and we'll go through the details on Bitcoin. Without a doubt, just excited to see our specific fire and ice just rock and roll. Rock and roll, guys. Way to trade. That's beautiful. Beautifully well done, right? A lot of shorts and longs got caught off sides, I'm sure on the wrong side as they tried to play Breakout King, right? Breakout King doesn't work, guys. Range trading dream. A lot of the times that consolidation is just really, really lucrative. Can be if you approach it well enough. Now, let's look, if we can, at a few target ideals here. Let's look at a few target ideals in terms of what we're looking at on NVIDIA, okay? On NVIDIA, I'm showing a breakdown for hourly. Let me reform this as such for a moment. Let me refigure it. And I was on extended trading hours there. So my chart was a little bit different, was on extended trading hours, just to satisfy the inquiring mind that would want to see this specific rising wedge filled out a little bit more nicely for that target to the downside, right? Failed wedge. This remains a target, okay? Failed to operate as we would expect a rising wedge to the downside. So we saw that recompleted. We got out, down, and below from the specific falling wedge. You guys got that. So we have a target to the upside now. And in terms of the specifics, in terms of our targets to the downside, let me move me real quickly. I'm going to put myself right here in the middle of the target section, okay? In the middle of the target action. To the downside, we're showing a 4-hourly target, period. Bottom line on the specifics of the Bollinger Band tactic, recognized by New York Institute of Finance as well. So yes, NVIDIA showing that specific target. In addition, at a threshold, smaller targets in play for the 3-minute and 15-minute. You want to check out the 3-minute and 15-minute. Looks like we're over the 20 moving average and we do have a target in play to the upside. Please mind such, okay? Please mind such on NVIDIA. Let's take a look real quickly at Tesla and identify some targets for tomorrow. And guys, not to pull the trigger, this is a situation where NVIDIA is a proceed with caution, and my book is a proceed with caution. If you own the top, you're in a different ball game than anybody who wants to just jump in right now, okay? If you own the top on a short, right? You don't want to own the, if you own the top on a long too, you're in a different ball game. Guys, stop loss, I'm just going to tell you, especially if you're dealing with higher margin, you need to go with a tighter stop loss, guys. That's the name of the game. You can do it the other way around if you choose and play loose with higher amounts of cash. Let me know how it works out. Happy to hear how that works out, guys. In terms of the details with Tesla, right now I'm showing, we got a little bit of a mixture here with 15-minute target to the upside, 5-minute, 3-minute target to the upside, have an hourly target to the upside. This really performed well. You have to look at this in terms of what we're going for here on Tesla. It's nice to see the buyers try and hammer in across the top here. You know this. We love to see, we brought this up yesterday, we'd love to see this on the action of the 3-minute time frame. We'd love to see this just pop and roll to the upside. Got that kind of cup and handle, not much of a handle, a little bit light. We have pushed up and along the way here, but Tesla's been trading these. So as we look at let's say the conflict in hand right now, again, if you own the low, beautiful, beautiful. If you're looking at the targets, you got a 3-minute, a 5-minute, and a 15-minute target to the upside. Check out those Bollingers. Check out the 20 moving average on each of those specific time frames. You have a target of 1 hour. Let me make sure my threshold here is dialed in appropriately. 75%. Yeah, you should be. That's good, guys. Let me drop this to 75% and see. Get a little more conservative on these targets, but target to the upside on the hourly as well. We can review that very quickly. Just to take a look on that hourly, it did underperform. As I recall, it did fail to complete to the upside. Let's just note for now, it's a bullish indication on the hourly time frame that we are up and over, and bulls are holding above this specific 20 moving average. Tomorrow morning, we will be looking at a potential entry if we can get it. If we can get that specific entry on the 20 moving average, that would be fantastic. New York is closed. Hope you guys appreciate just a quick run down. And what is the thing I wanted to look at? Let's look at not NVIDIA. Let's look at Tesla. Now, let's assume you took a short, let's say a stop loss. Let's assume you took a stop loss on the pour down through NVIDIA. If you had your, and this will be a good challenge to you, if you had your order set and you were what? You were tight stop loss on a long potential to get a flash trade or a hold trade. Nothing wrong with being bullish on NVIDIA, except maybe for the fact that everybody else is. So you got to watch it a bit. We trade. In terms of the details, Tesla working in tandem with NVIDIA is a nice ride, guys. Tesla, for the reason, picked up at the 4 hourly very nicely for, at this point, maxed out at 2.7%, looking at a 2.5% move right now. So that's kind of the play of the day. That's a nice move. We note that. That's a great move there for Tesla, guys. Shout out to all the VIP. If you are watching this and just kind of assessing what kind of a trade group, etc., we just encourage you to try and be a part of the winning team, whatever that team is. If it's here, wherever you go. And guys, in life, whoever you, especially for the VIP, whoever you surround yourself with, make sure they're winning. Make sure they want to win. Make sure they're trying to do good things. Surround yourself with some positivity. The number1 trader that I hired from Wall Street, guys, he was top. #1, I'll tell you, he had this theory in life, and I love to hear it. He says, people don't understand the decaying energy of something like an electron, something negative. Naturally is going to decompose or cause things to decompose. He says, but positivity is impossible to stop. He says that you find people bind together, different elements bind together when they're positive, just bam. And he really had a reinforcing, and I won't go all the way into his dialogue, but the point is surround yourself with the positivity. Guys, it's a punching bag in this game. A lot of the times you got to get, your punches and bam, and let it be a good hit. You have the rest of your, guys, your outside of the market ability to either frustrate yourself or help yourself in the endeavor to become successful in this and anything else you do. It matters 1,000,000% who you surround yourself with. If you don't get that vibe, don't bring that around anybody else, guys, around here, because we're #1s. That's what we want to do. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader, just trying to boost the morale a little bit for anybody who needs it, and we're here for you. We'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys. We'll be up for the open as well, and we'll see what opportunities we get. Again, remember the trade ops, right, which means opportunity. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. This is London with Bitcoin Spike and VIP Trader.